So you might have heard about Morocco. Morocco is a country located in African continent. So in today's session, in today's video, we are going to talk about the Moroccan crisis. You might have heard about various problems that is going on in Morocco in the newspapers and all. But in this video, we are not going to talk about that. We are going to talk about the Moroccan crisis and its impact on the First World War. So we are going to discuss about events that happened 100 years before. Okay, so what is this Moroccan crisis? So what is that first Moroccan crisis? So the main important aspects regarding the first Moroccan crisis are the France, that was the colonial power during that time. France aimed to establish control over Morocco. Morocco was an African territory, which Germany opposed to challenge French influence. Basically, France and Germany were not having a cordial relation. They were always having that enmity. So that is the reason why when France wanted to establish control over Morocco, Germany does not wanted to do that. So because of that, the Kaiser Wilhelm II visited Tangier in 1905 to support Moroccan independence. So he is actually belonging to the German territory. So Germany's interference angered France and Britain. So now there is a problem happening. So initially this was a problem between two countries, that is the France and Germany. But suddenly when Germany interfered into this affairs and when the Kaiser Wilhelm II visited Tangier and they were having their support for Moroccan independence, this aggravated the problem. And what happened was Britain also involved into this scene because the Germany's interference Britain didn't like. It strengthened the Entente Cordiale. The Entente Cordiale is in the year 1904, and it was this Entente Cordiale was an agreement or a treaty which was actually signed between two important countries in Europe, Britain and France. So Britain and France were also not having very cordial relationships because both the nations were colonial powers. So that is the reason why they do not have that cordial connection. So what Germany thought was like, okay, whenever they are actually forming an alliance also, because of their historical enmity, they may not be continuing that strengthened unity among these countries. So that was the thought of Germany. But what actually happened was the exact opposite, because this strengthened their ties. The Entente Cordiale, which was signed in the year 1904 between Britain and France, strengthened their relationship, Britain's and France's relationship. So here is a map which actually shows where is Morocco. So this is the place you can actually see in the map. This is Morocco. Okay, so this whole continent is the African continent, and here you can actually see the European countries and European regions also. Okay, so they were trying to have their influence over these regions because you know that they are colonial powers and they wanted to establish colonies in different parts of the world, and that is the way in which they actually make a lot of money through trade and through exploitation. They make money using these colonies. Okay, so now what really happened after this? So we were discussing about Entente Cordiale 1904. So what do you mean by this Entente Cordiale? Let us understand that. A series of agreements between Britain and France to resolve their colonial disputes and establish friendly relations after years of rivalry. So it clearly says that they were having this rivalry. Years of rivalry was existed between France and Britain. So they wanted to end this, and that is the reason why they have actually signed this Entente Cordiale. And Britain recognized France's influence in Morocco. So that is the treaty. This is how they come into an agreement. So Britain is trying to accept French influence over Morocco, while France acknowledged British control over Egypt, and both countries belonging to Africa. Okay, because they are colonial powers, they are actually taking this decision. They are taking a decision which is not their territory, which is actually a territory of a different continent, but they are having their rivalry, they are having their connection, their relationship. Everything is based on a territory which is not theirs. Okay, the control over that particular territory, that is the nature of this colonial powers during that time. And they wanted to settle these colonial disputes in Africa and Asia, which can actually reduce the tensions between these two countries. And it marked the end of the centuries long Anglo-French hostilities. Anglo-French hostilities came to an end because of this particular agreement. During the time of Napoleon Bonaparte and all, they were having very bad relationship. Bad in the sense there were enmity going on. There were rivalry going on between these two countries, France and the England. And it laid the foundation for triple entente with Russia. So already entente cordial was there between France and England, and now a new country is joining to that particular contract or that agreement, and which become triple entente with Russia, and it strengthened opposition to Germany in the years leading to World War. This particular treaty, that is triple entente, which includes Russia, is also against the Germany. Okay, they understood that. So this is about entente cordial. Okay, now after this, the Algeciras conference was actually held in the year 1906. Okay, that is the entente cordial. After that, the Algeciras conference was held. And what was the discussion point there? It actually convened to discuss the resolve the problems which is actually going on in the Morocco. That is the first Moroccan crisis, where Germany challenged the France influence in Morocco, claiming support for Moroccan independence. Okay, but what happened? France and Spain were granted control over policing and financial administration in Morocco while maintaining its nominal independence, which means because of this conference, France and Spain got an upper hand in the Moroccan region, and Germany's position was diplomatically isolated. And with most powers, including Britain and Russia, siding with France, which actually isolated Germany. And they understood that almost all these countries are against the Germany. And it strengthened the entente cordial between France and Britain, and it increased tensions between Germany and the entente powers, contributing to the rivalries that led to the World War I. So two important conferences or treaties that we discussed. Both these treaties have become a crucial point or a crucial reason for the World War I. So this is how the first Moroccan crisis came to an end, and then we are actually talking about the second Moroccan crisis. So what actually happened? The France deployed troops to Morocco during a local rebellion, leading Germany to send the gunboat Panther to the Agadir. So basically, France is interfering into the affairs of Morocco, which they got an upper hand during the Algeciras conference in 1906. But what happened was Germany was always against the France involvement in the Moroccan region. So Germany sent a troop which is actually going against the French troops. Now Germany sought concessions, claiming it wanted to protect its trade interests. So that was their point. They wanted to protect their trade interests. That is the reason why they are actually sending their troops. Britain backed France. Now the entire situation is changing. What exactly happened in the first Moroccan crisis, that is going to happen in the second Moroccan crisis also. Britain backed France. Britain is supporting France, further solidifying the Anglo-French alliance. And Germany received minor territorial compensations in the Congo but faced diplomatic failure. So again, the German stand was compromised in this particular issue also. So Germany received minor territorial compensations, but their diplomatic interference or their diplomatic involvement in that particular matter was a great failure. And it led to many problems. So in the first Moroccan crisis and in the second Moroccan crisis, Germany's disaster or Germany's defeat actually led to many problems. So increased rivalries. Okay, the enmity increased. The crisis deepened animosities between Germany and the Entente powers. Okay, the Entente powers are France and Britain. And it heightened Germany's perception of encirclement by hostile powers. So Germany felt insecure because Germany found out that the countries which are actually surrounding them are enemies. So they are not supporting the Germans in their activities, in their diplomatic entities. They are not supporting at all. So they actually understood that they are encircled by hostile powers. And the crisis spurred arms buildups, particularly naval competition between Germany and Britain. So Britain was always having an upper hand in the naval area or in the naval powers area. They were having the naval superiority, we can actually say that. So in order to fight against that naval superiority, the Germany also started preparing their naval forces, and it strengthened the resolve of France, Britain, and Russia to oppose German aggression. So new three important countries or three important superpowers are actually fighting against or going against the Germany right now, German aggression right now. This can be considered as a precursor to the larger conflicts that happen later. So the Moroccan crisis set a precedent for diplomatic brinkmanship and aggressive policies, contributing to the breakdown of European stability. So here we are very clearly saying that European stability was compromised. How it was actually compromised? When enmity happened in the Europe, when the rivalry started evolving in the Europe, that the stability, that unity is gone. Right now, Germany on the one side, on the other side, you can actually see Britain, France, and Russia. These events fueled the tensions and distress that culminated in the outbreak of the World War I in 1914. So we can actually say that Moroccan crisis, the first Moroccan crisis and the second Moroccan crisis, which actually led to the World War II, or we can say that it was one of the reasons why the World War first happened. There were many reasons for the World War first, but one of such reason was the Moroccan crisis. Okay, so you need to have an idea about it. Whenever you are going through the world history, this particular portion is really important. The Moroccan crisis and its impact on the World War first.